Hello everyone, and it's me. I don't got like a YouTube channel yet. Like I don't know what I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it something. But this is gonna be what if Azuku and his mom was an SCP basically. And um about this and like about this, like let's start all from the beginning when Azuku was a kid. Izuku is young, and him and his mom are going to the quirk doctor. Or however you want to say quirk, power doctor, whatever. And they're there. Like, Izuku and his mom, they're at the quirk doctor. That's when... Hold up, I'm sorry. I'm back. And they're at the quirk doctor. This is when the quirk doctor says Deku does have a quirk. Deku is shocked about this and kinda mad a little, but mostly 50% sad because 80% of the world have quirks and he doesn't. And he wanted to be a hero. So this is when Deku and his mom are walking back home. And this is when like a guy and a bunch of other people come and they kidnap Deku and his mom and they put him in a van. And this is when, like, as they're doing this, him and his mom, they pass out of this. Like, they pass out. And, like, 5 hours later, this is when they reach the SCP lab location, whatever. They reach it, and they want to know, and they're in a white room. They want to know. They just start yelling, "Where are we?" Like Azuku's a kid, and he's still passed out, but his mom is up, and she yells out, "Where are we?" She doesn't know what's going on. So this is when a bunch of scientists come in with white coats and all that, and they both have the same things in it. I don't know what it's gonna be called, but yeah. So the syringes is 2 syringes, and they have the same thing in it. They put the syringe in his mom first, and they're fine. And then they do it to Deku. Deku is asleep still, but he feels this. And then when the scientist is done and takes the syringe out, Deku wakes up and he starts crying. The doctor then gets a band-aid for Deku and puts it on Deku, basically. Deku and his mom, like they been there for a week now. Like time skip, they've been there for a week now. And while they're there at home, people are like saying, like, they're saying, and like, this is when a bunch of people come to the house that Deku and his mom used to live in. They haven't paid the rent, the electrical bill, nothing. And they check the house. No one's there at all. So they wonder what happened to them, but they don't really care. So they just put the house on sale. While the house is on sale, this is when, like, 3 days later, a family moves in. And they move in. Half of this family has quirks, half of them don't. So they move in, and while they're moving in, people tell them, like, it's a story basically about Adeku, like, about Azuku and his mom. They say 2 people used to live there, a woman and her child. They used to live there, and out of nowhere they disappeared. And now they say that Deku and his mom haunts the house, and whoever goes there ends up leaving. But obviously those stories are fake, because it is Deku and his mom were actually taken by the SCP Foundation. So yeah, Deku and his mom has been there like for a year now, and they've been ejecting Deku and his mom with this stuff, cutting them and everything. At this point, they're just used to it. They don't even care. So Deku and his mom, they they always protect each other, even though Deku is like still 4 years old and he can't really protect his mom. But yeah, his mom protects him the most. But like, basically think of this as like a lion and her baby. The mom is gonna protect her baby, no matter what. Like, no matter how many times you put this, she's gonna protect Deku all the way, no matter what. She's not letting no one get near him, neither touch him, hurt him, or anything. What up? Okay, sorry. And I'm also sorry if you hear the music in the background and people talking, even though there's no one in this room other than me. So, like, Deku and his mom they've been there for like a year now. Deku is still 4, keep that in mind. Deku is still 4, and they've been used to getting cuts and like the shots that they've been giving them and all that, the syringes, the blood draws. And this is when, like, one of the scientists makes a mistake. He accidentally, like, he grabs another thing that was across his desk, that was like in front of his desk, and like there's chemicals. Like, basically imagine there's chemicals on this guy's desk, one in the front and more in the back. He grabs the ones that's in the back, and as he's doing this, he spills some of the things that was in the front, and it goes into another chemical. And this is when he mixed the one that was in the back in water. Another scientist tells him to grab the thing that was in the front, like the substance that was in the front, and he doesn't know he did this, but he notices that like a little bit of it is probably, like, the liquid that was in the other one is probably gone. Is like a little bit of it is gone, but he doesn't really care about it. So he grabs it, puts the one, and like, so he grabs the front one that was next to the other, that was next to the other, next to the other front one that was in the back of the front one, something like that. I don't know. So as he gets this, the one that the liquid that was poured in the water, he mixes both of this together, and he puts it in a syringe, and these syringes are for Deku and his mom, and like, well, it's just for his mom. It's just for his mom. That's it. So they go to, so they unlock, so the the scientists, SCP scientists, they go in to the one that Deku and his mom are in. And this is when they eject his mom with the thing that the scientist accidentally spilled. So they eject her with it. And that's when one of the scientists noticed that something is going on with Deku's mom. Deku was sleeping, and they don't know, and Deku doesn't know what's happening because he's asleep. So this is when his mom is like in pain, and she's basically burning up, like she's basically catching a fever, and like and she's growing ears and a tail. The scientists notice this, and they quickly get her and put her in another containment, and they put her in another white room, but this is a smaller white room. They put her on the table and they strap her to it. So this is when like little particles of black stuff just start coming out of her, and this is when like she basically has a seizure. She has a seizure. Sorry for my grammar today. It's kind of bad. And as this happens, like they eject her with the thing, and like they're trying to calm her down a little bit. They just start ejecting her with random things to calm SCPs down. But they don't know that this is just making it worse. So that's why she gets a seizure. She gets the seizure, dies, and then she breathes again. And they're wondering, why is this happening? She should be dead, but she isn't. This is when Deku's mom grows black hair and like red eyes, kind of, and like red eyes, kind of. No, she grows, no, she still has green eyes, but when she gets mad, it turns to red. And this is when, like, they put her back in the cell that Deku was in, the containment cell that Deku was in, and they leave her alone. They don't know what just happened, or anything. They don't know what just happened, but they know that something happened. So they just go crazy. All the scientists don't know what happened, and this is when like Deku and his mom. Deku wakes up. He sees that his mom is asleep. So he tries to wake her up, and like he just shakes her. That's it. He just shakes his mom's shoulder. Hold up. I'm back. Sorry for that. And Deku shakes his mom, and she wakes up, and he asks his mom, "What happened to you?" His mom, his like, Inko doesn't even know what happened to her. She just know that the scientists did something to her, but they don't know what happened. They just know that they did something to her. This is when like they had like she can basically do things that no one else can. And Inko is basically immortal now. She can't die. She can't die no matter what they do to her. They tested this out after 3 days later. They just tested this out. They test this out after 3 days later of what just happened. Inko is off by this. She doesn't like this at all. But she's fine with it just as long as nothing happens to Deku. Like Izuku. Izuku is um he's still 4 now, and they've been in there for over a month. Like a year and a half passed, and they've been in there for a month now. So this is when another scientist makes a mistake, and this time it was for Deku. Hold up, I gotta check something real quick. Frick. Okay guys, I am back, and when they inject Inko with the thing that they injected her with, this is when she get new powers. She gets new powers from this, new things that she didn't even have before. So, like I said, and then they do the same accident, but this time with a way bunch of other different chemicals and liquids and all that. So, and one of the scientists who were on an undercover mission, they do one of these things, 3 things. They do this thing on purpose, because they basically because this doctor wants to see them fail at what they're doing. And they inject Deku with it. And Deku's just in pain. He's burning up right now. Like how Inko was when, it's different now. She was just burning up like she was sick. But for Deku, he's literally burning up like he's sick. His insides are burning. And he just doesn't even know what's happening to him. He's just going crazy right now. So then this is when they do this. And this is when Inko, she's basically tied up. They know how dangerous she can get when someone goes near Deku. So they don't really do much things that they do to her to Deku. Cause she's still a kid, and cause he's still a kid, and he's basically doesn't really know what's going on right now. That's basically it. So Deku is like this. So this is when this is when Deku, I guess you can say, dies, but not really. So he basically dies. Inko sees this, spazzes out on the guards. She just goes crazy. She attacks the scientists first. She attacks the guards. They fail. They die. And then they attack Inko. And then the scientists attack Inko. And then the scientists get attacked. Inko kills the scientists. There's 2 scientists, and they get killed. As this happens, she tries to wake up Deku first. She just shakes Deku. She doesn't say wake up or anything. Ever since they've been in that science lab, they don't talk at all. But they talk in their own language, and the doctors, scientists, people, they don't even understand what's happening. They don't understand what they're saying. So like, hold up. So this happens, and then Inko checks if Deku has a pulse. He doesn't have a pulse at all. This is when Inko realizes that Deku's dead. She thinks that he's dead and he's not coming back. And to her, she think she think that he's dead and he's never coming back, and that was like her only child. She cannot replace Deku. And because of this, she just spazzes out. Like, she literally breaks a wall, and she goes all the way, and there's like staircases which lead to like the science lab where the scientists all are hoes, and they do their experiments on like Inko and Deku and stuff. So she finds this. She kills basically half of all the scientists, and as she's doing this, she basically hits the technology, which also let half of all the other SCPs out. And like, they see this, and every single scientist they're just running. They don't care. This is when the scientists call the heroes. They call like the FBI first. The FBI has this under control, but they were able to get all the other SCPs back in their places, except for Inko, because she's just at rage mode at this point. So this is when Deku wakes up, like 2 hours and 3 minutes later. He wakes up. He sees that the guards and the scientists are dead. This will normally terrify a child at this. This will terrify a child. Like, this will scar them for life. They won't even go near someone because they will think that they did this or something like that. So as this is happening, this is when he checks outside because he sees the hole in the wall, and he sees a bunch of more people that's dead. Deku, he just starts crying because he's 4 and he doesn't even know what's happening right now. He's completely out of it. He is so out of it that he just bursts into tears. Inko hears this. She hears this because she has ears and a tail, and like, hearing is basically way better than anything on Earth right now. So she can hear anything basically, but not really. So she hears Deku crying, and she just runs straight to Deku, literally running to him. Like, she's basically very fast. Like, she's kind of fast like the Flash, but not like all that much fast. So this is when she sees Deku. She hugs him and cries while she hugs him. So this is when they go back in the White Room. Inko, how we say her name? She pretends like she didn't kill anyone. She pretends like everything is normal. This is when like everyone is just preparing everything that Inko did and disposing of the bodies. So like, they do this, and this is like 3 days later. And I'm sorry if I'm saying 3 days later a lot. And no, 3 days, and 3 is not my favorite number, so don't even think about it. So this is when they call the pro heroes. And they tell the pro heroes that out of nowhere, this girl just starts spazzing out, like out of nowhere. But you can't blame her. For her, if you touch Deku, like, she's gonna give you a warning now. Like, if you go near him, you might die. Like, she basically growls at whoever goes near Deku. So, Eraserhead comes, All Might comes, and, what's this dude with and basically, the flame guy comes. I forgot his name. Inferno something, I don't know. And a bunch of other pro heroes also come as well. They see this. They see what basically Inko did. Killed a bunch of people with no consent at all. Like, she didn't even think twice about this. She just straight up just did what she had to do. And, like, they see that Deku is sleeping on her lap, and Inko is fine with this. She's about to doze off herself, and then the pro heroes come in, and they basically explain what will happen to the heroes if they go near Deku. Like he's just going to growl at you, and and he will attack you if you touch him. But there's a 20% chance you might live. So, yeah. With like a few slight injuries and stuff. So basically, that's it. But yeah, Inko in this, she's basically stronger than All Might right now. So, we all know who's going to win this fight. We all know who's going to win this fight. So, this is when, like, one of the pro heroes, they can, like, teleport stuff, basically. They can teleport stuff. So, so this pro hero, he teleports Deku into his arms. Inko notices this, and she just gets mad. Like, she just gets completely mad at this. But she's gonna be calm. So, she's not even gonna attack them. Because they're just... So, she doesn't attack them because they know, because she's basically smart. She knows that if she probably attacks them, they're going to kill Deku. But ever since the accident, Deku's basically also immortal. Like his mom. He can't die, and and nothing basically affects him, but he can still feel pain. So can Inko. So Mr. Aizawa is talking. And this is like way before he's even a teacher. Like, Deku's 5 now. And this is when he wakes up. He notices, like, before, like, the guy teleported him, Deku, he wakes up. He notices All Might. And, like, that's his most biggest fan ever. And, like, he sees this, and he's not doing anything about this. Deku is basically like, Deku in his mind, he's like, you're a pro hero, come on and help us. They kidnapped us. They kidnapped us, and we're trapped here now. Help us, basically. Like, that's what's basically going on through Deku's mind. And All Might is just standing there with a big smile on his face, doing nothing at all. So this is when the guy, like, Deku gets teleported, and Mr. Aizawa says, so tell the scientists, so if I hurt him and make it look like I killed Deku, then she's gonna go full assault mode on us. And the scientist just says yes. He just says yes. She's gonna go completely insane. And, like, this is why they call the pro heroes, to make sure that she doesn't go on a rampage again. Cause like half of most of the scientists just died there. So they so they're taking precaution out of this. So as this is happening, Deku and his mom, they're like for them, they just wanna get out, like they just wanna escape now. They just all they want is freedom. They wanna be their own person. So like their own few people. So Deku is crying because this man just basically took him from his mom. And they don't know what's about to happen. And he sees All Might and he's like, so you're just going to allow, and in his mind, in Deku's mind, he's like, so you're just going to allow this to happen. You're not even going to stop this guy and try and save me, try and save us. Deku is like confused and mad, but mostly confused. So this is like the first ever time when Inko talks. She says, give him back. That's the 3 words that she says. And the scientist is surprised because she never talks at all. She doesn't talk to anyone. She doesn't do anything but stay with Deku, and that's it. So they notice this, and like the scientist is surprised. And Aizawa notices this, and he's like, "What's up?" And he's like, "What's up?" And he says, "This is the first time and ever that they talked. I mean that, well, she talked, but yeah, that they talked to us personally, like basically, like Inko and Deku understand them, but they won't talk in their language. Basically, they'll say a bunch of gibberish bullcrap. And at this time and place, Mr. Eraserhead makes it look like he killed Deku, but he basically just knocked him out. So she sees this, her eyes go red, and she gets like claws, basically. Like, you know how, like, she gets big black claws. I'm gonna show you in a minute. Just wait. Like, this is basically Inko, but like, imagine like the claw that's right there on her side is basically Inko. Like, that's basically Inko right now. Like, she grew claws, and she grew these legs too. But like, imagine the legs, like where her feet are all the way at the bottom, are also claws. And this helps her in a way that, like, this helps her basically runs like basically like a lion. This helps her run basically like a lion. If you ever saw how a lion runs, then yeah, you know. But if you haven't, go check it out. So this is what she's doing. So this is what Inko is doing. She's just running all the way at the pro heroes like a lion, ready to kill them. She's just basically ready to kill them at any time. And like, the FBI stops this. Like, they just this is when like the pro heroes are having after like a few minutes of like this, like Deku's mom just basically kicked all the pro heroes' butts. She just basically did that. Like, she just killed them. Though, like, she didn't actually kill them. She just basically beat them up. Like, they're very injured. Even All Might. Like I said, you already know who's gonna win this fight. All Might, oh, no, I'm just kidding, Inko. So, they noticed this a lot. What, like, Inko just did. And now they're scared. Because they never met anyone, like they never met a spearman or anyone so strong that it can defeat All Might other than All for One. That's the only person that they know can defeat All Might basically. But every time he tried, he failed. So yeah. So that's basically what happens. I'm very sorry for the loud music that's playing in the background, if you can hear it. And like as like this is happening, Deku wakes up and Inko turns around and sees this. Cause basically she just learned a new move as she was fighting the pro heroes. She can hear, like she can sense movement now coming towards her. And she hears movement, but it's not coming towards her. She hears movement and she realizes that this movement is coming from Deku. She sees this and immediately runs straight up to Deku. Cause I mean, what do you expect? That's how much a mom cares about her kid, bruh. She gonna protect him no matter what, bro. Superpower or not, my guy. And the pro heroes are very injured by this, so yeah, they basically got the 20% chance of living. Basically, she basically gave them the 20% chance of living, and that's it. But most of the pro heroes are knocked out completely. So they do this, and so most of the pro heroes get up and they just start walking out of the room. They walk out of the room because Inko, she just kicked their butts. All of them. Every last one of them. So they don't want to deal with that again, so they just leaving. So they leave, and like they're at the nurse, like where like the UA nurse, like they're at the UA nurse basically. And she asks what happened to them, and they say we had to go up against a very, very tough opponent that's even stronger than All Might. Maybe. But they don't know if Inko is stronger than All Might. But here's the thing. Deku is stronger than both. He's stronger than his mom and All Might. If Deku wanted to, and like basically a Infinity Goblet, he can snap his finger and make the whole world just disappear. But he don't know this yet, so he gonna keep it chill, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, and if you're wondering if Deku also grew tail and ears, yes he did. So this is when the pro heroes talk to the scientists, and they say, instead of keeping them there where they might like attack you every single day, they want to move them to the UA. And they're like, what are you going to do with them? Like, they obviously won't talk to you unless unless you give them a good reason to. And the only good reason to is to take Deku away from his mom. That's the only best reason to do it. So yeah. But they like, nah, we got a better plan. So they make this plan, and Deku and his mom is being transferred. Like, they basically put Deku and his mom in a big box. Which is being towed by a by truck basically. And this truck is surrounded by FBI vans. It's like, it's 4 of them. It's 4 FBI vans. This is when like a villain is attacking, but this villain is attacking another place. So he leaves a bomb behind him, and so do you know the frick? And so do you know that bomb was planted right in front of the truck. Right in front of the truck. Really? Right in front of the truck. Why? So the truck blows up. But one of the FBI one of the FBI trucks blows up. Like vans, they blow up. With one of them in it. With them in it. So now there's just 3. And they think they're being attacked, and this is when the van, the truck that was holding Deku and his mom that was being carried in the big box, big white box, sorry. So the truck stops, and it stops really hard. So Deku and his mom, they're just sitting there doing nothing. They're just hugging each other, making sure they're warm, because it's kind of cold in the white box. This is when Inko lets go with Deku, because she dozes off a little bit, and she doesn't even notice. And she doesn't notice this. And she doesn't notice this. So, and Deku's still kind of awake, because he's also dozing off too. So this is when when the truck stops, Deku straight up just goes right, he just goes right all the way to the end of the box. It stops, and he goes all the way to the end of the box, hitting him in his head, and there's blood coming down from his head. Inko sees this, think Deku is dead, goes haywire, and destroys the wall of the white box, and Inko just starts killing everybody. Things are exploding and all that. Inko just starts killing everybody instantly. And this is when she goes back for Deku. She knows that Deku is still alive, thank God. So this is when she's carrying Deku. One of the freaking FBI agents shoots her in the arm. But luckily they have super healing, Deku and his mom, so yeah. So Inko gets shot in her arm by a gun, and she never felt this before, but this hurts more than the syringes and the cuts and all that. So this hurts Inko, and she does something that she never did anything before. This is basically one of her levitation things. Basically think of it as the Force. Basically, she uses this and basically chokes the frick out of the FBI agent, and then he just explodes out of nowhere. Inko was just thinking about of an explosion, and he just explodes, and that's what happens. So Inko just like they were going to a city where the UA was at, but it's very far away. So yeah. So this is when when they escape, Inko remembers where she used to live. And they remember where Inko used to live. Like she remembers where she used to live. And she sees clothes hanging from a wire. It's like basically saying she's hanging from a wire. Like if you know what that looks like, then yeah, you know what that looks like. But if you don't, then oh well, that's not my problem. Just look it up or something. Look it up or something. Look it up or whatever. Just look it up. I don't know. I don't know how many times I'm gonna say that, bro. Inku sees this, and as she's seeing this, she puts on the clothes that she sees. She puts it on herself, and she puts the other clothes on Deku. And these are perfect sizes for them. Because why the frick not plot, bro? Plot, it's a thing. Yes, it is. So this happens. She puts on the clothes, and as she puts on the clothes, Inku just she puts on the clothes. She goes to her home. People are walking around, and it just starts raining. People are walking around seeing Inku hold Izuku in the rain. They're not minding this because oh well, it's not our problem. They just think that this woman didn't bring her umbrella outside, and she didn't know it was gonna rain. So this is when she goes to the back of her house because she thinks that she locked the door when she wasn't home, and when she was at the quirk doctor. When she was at the quirk doctor, she locked the door, obviously. So she goes through the back because she didn't lock that door. And she comes in, and she sees someone cooking in her kitchen. And this is when like I said, there was a family, and they live there where Inko used to live. This is where I'm gonna end the video. Goodbye and happy whatever something. Bye.